Culture is the beliefs, norms, and customs regularly practiced or seen as characteristic of a specific group of people. Race, religion, and ethnicity all influence the cultural experiences of students entering the classroom. Roughly 60% of all students in elementary and secondary school in the United States identify as something other than Caucasian. Culturally responsive teaching asks teachers to utilize aspects of students' cultural identities as tools for furthering their educational experiences. Culturally responsive teaching practices integrate the lived experiences representative of classroom demographics into school curriculum in meaningful ways so that students of color see themselves in academic settings, furthering a sense of belonging and classroom engagement. This is especially important for English language learners who may be experiencing a diminishing of their own cultural identities as they are asked to integrate into English-speaking schools. A classroom that welcomes diversity and affirms it supports linguistically diverse students by integrating student cultural identities into the curriculum through inclusive videos and reading materials utilizing the native languages of the students in that classroom. Also noteworthy is the attention students give to the language they use in their classrooms by referring to students in the manner in which they prefer, whether person first or identity first. Teachers demonstrate they value the lived experiences of the students they teach. Because of a student's cultural identity directly influences the way they communicate, it is imperative that teachers use communication styles to enhance the classroom rather than see differing communication practices as a deficit. If students view themselves as active and welcomed members of classroom communities, they become more involved, strengthening their acquisition of the English language. When meeting the specific learning needs of English language learners, inclusive practices teachers already use benefit ELLs as much as they benefit other diverse students. Closed captioning while viewing a multimedia presentation not only supports the literacy needs of struggling readers, but it also allows students of varying English proficiencies to experience written language, strengthening comprehension. Students with special needs often benefit from pictures when struggling to find the words to communicate their needs. Pictures can be beneficial to students who are not native English speakers as well, as this supports vocabulary development by creating word symbol association. Voice typing is a useful tool when working with students who meet the criteria for support in the area of written expression. Voice typing is also useful for students as they are developing the skills necessary to write with appropriate English syntax and sentence structure. Consideration of a student's social and emotional needs is also important. Students can support social and emotional needs, including diverse voices, images, and ideas within the framework of their educational experience. Acknowledging communication styles without affirming stereotypes or making students feel uncomfortable about how they express themselves. This can mean understanding when a student speaks out during instruction rather than raising a hand or resisting the urge to ask students to speak up if they are generally soft-spoken. Displaying images of diverse communities in the classroom, reading diverse authors, providing cultural context to diverse situations all support a diverse learner's social and emotional needs. By getting to know the families of the students you teach, teachers truly begin to build the foundation necessary for understanding student needs. Understanding the experience of the families helps match students with the services required to best help them succeed as they acquire English language proficiency. Family outreach can also help connect teachers to resources that would directly benefit students receiving language services like interpreters, educational liaisons, or tutors. Including the families into the educational process also allows for inclusive scheduling practices, being mindful of religious or cultural holidays and celebrations. It also allows teachers to learn about those important cultural items to better incorporate student cultural identities into lesson planning and engaging in meaningful ways. Invite parents into the classroom to share about their cultural connections through food, song, folk tales, dress, etc. So all students can learn from the perspective of their peers and what shapes them. This also creates a partnership between the school and school families, better supporting student academic success.